Hey, I'm Ron Drotos from keyboardimprov.com, and welcome to day 15 of my 31-day tribute to the great Keith Jarrett, called The Art of Keith Jarrett. And we're exploring a different aspect of his music every day for 31 days. And already I've learned so much and been inspired. The cumulative effect doing this day after day after day for even 14 days before today is extraordinary. And really, I'm finding it very inspiring. Also, thanks for your comments. Leave a comment, introduce yourself. What do you like about his playing, or a comment on this? If you can find an example of what we're going to talk about. It inspires each other, and you never know. You might leave a comment that really changes how someone feels about music, or they really get inspired or motivated from it. So we're helping each other, and I really appreciate it too. So one of the things is when he formed his Standards Trio, the so-called Standards Trio, with Jack DeJohnette and Gary Peacock in the mid-'80s, like 84, 85, somewhere in there, their first album, they were a little surprised that he wanted to play standards. He's talked about this a few times. It wasn't in vogue for sort of contemporary jazz musicians to play albums of standards at that time. Everybody was doing their own thing. Fusion was big, not a lot of straight ahead jazz going on. And this is a little before Wynton Marsalis and Jazz at Lincoln Center sort of brought it back, maybe even bigger in some ways than the trio. But, and I know there's like two different schools of thoughts about Wynton Marsalis and Keith Jarrett. We're not even going to go there. But basically, it must have been in the air because people started playing standards again. But when Jarrett had that meeting with Jack DeJohnette and Gary Peacock, he speaks about how surprised they were that he wanted to do standards. And one of the things that he said was sort of behind the music, wasn't sort of something that he announced to the audience, was that he wanted to approach it as if the three of them were all singing the songs. And you can almost think, okay, well, I'm playing the melody, so okay, I can pretend I'm singing. But even the bass and the drums, all sort of dealing with the song, not just, well, there's so many aspects to this. Not just, okay, we're going to play this melody so that we can get it over with and start improvising on it, right? And on the other hand, knowing the lyrics a little bit, right? And then also your relation with your instrument. You're playing the drums, but it's like it's coming out of you somehow, physically, like a vocalist. There's so many aspects to that. It goes really deep the more I'm thinking about it, even right now. But one of the things is that, if he's going to play the melody of something, a ballad or something, what's a ballad? I'm trying to think of a ballad that Jerry, My Funny Valentine or something, he's going... it's not basically da 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 da, it's My Funny Valentine, right? My Funny Valentine. It's going to change, even if you know some of the lyrics, it's going to change the feeling, but it's also going to change how you phrase. Funny, what if you would just toss off Valentine? Sweet, sweet, comic Valentine. And you don't even have to know the next lyric, right? You make me smile, but it could just be, it's getting bigger. Da, 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 da. And then when he's soloing, he doesn't just abandon that and just start playing anything like a lot of people. That's a valid approach too, but his improv is sort of in this, under the umbrella of him singing. And it's related to the song and the emotion that comes from the lyric and everything. I'm not saying he's thinking of the lyric every second, but that informs the song in a very vocal approach. And certainly with Jarrett, it's a vocal approach. He's singing as he's playing. But it's interesting how he mentioned that. He told the other players he wanted them to all be singing as if they were singing. We can learn a lot from that. It's a big thing, and what we learn from it might not be apparent at first. So come back to these concepts over time, over weeks, months, and years, and see where it takes you. We can learn a lot from this guy, that's for sure. So thanks for being here, and good luck with your playing.